Here's a quick podcast for all you true crime fans. The case of the missing Reese's. It was me at the store with my mouth. Motive? They're Reese's. What was I going to do? Stop myself? Tune in next time to see if I do it again. Spoiler, I will. Wow, that had everything. Reese's, suspense, Reese's.
Last podcast on the left is all about the facts. So when Southern New Hampshire University came on as a sponsor, it was time to do some research. Turns out they offer more than 200 online degree programs, and get this, criminal justice and psychology are some of the most popular. Classes have no set meeting times, and tuition rates are some of the lowest in the U.S. Want to learn even more about SNHU? Visit snhu.edu/last.
There's no place to escape to.
This is the last podcast.
On the left. That's when the cannibalism started.
What was that?
Man, 2017, what a year.
What a year.
You know what I mean? We lost so many, we gained so many.
We lost Tom Petty.
Don't you fucking even bring it up.
I did
still
bring it
haven't
up.
dealt with it. I barely dealt with it.
Sad.
I never got to see him in concert. He had just performed in LA and I missed him. And so now I'm seeing everybody before they die. And I assume if I choose to see you live in concert, you will die very soon after.
I don't want to jinx it. Willie Nelson is still alive.
Have you seen Willie Nelson yet?
No.
Oh, he's fantastic.
Oh.
You have not much time, my friend.
I'm going to put a little piece of glass under his nose to make sure he's still breathing. That's what the mob did to make sure they were dead. All right, this is the last podcast on the left, everyone. I am Ben Kissel. I'm staring at the final Marcus Parks, the final face of 2017.
Honestly, Dog Meat, you kind of have an Anne Heche thing going.
Oh, I remember when she was famous.
Oh, thank you very much. That's what happens. It's my hat hair.
Yeah.
Hong Kong Henry Zabrowski.
It looks like you're moving very fast. Me, I'm just here. I'm living easy. I got my pink shorts on. It's 82 degrees outside. I went to the Gelsons this morning, and you know who I saw?
Who?
The dude from She Can't Hardly Wait.
Oh, my.
So I'm saying I'm going, 2017 is behind me. 2018 is ahead of me. I took my last shit of the day. I'm hoping.
Good job. Congratulations.
I got it out. It was black from Pepto-Bismol.
Good.
I hope.
All right. Well, we are going to flush this crap year right down the toilet and look forward to 2018. We look forward to spending it with you. Let's get on to Pee Wee Gaskins Part 4. 4 episodes for this guy who is, 5'3"? It's a lot of episode per size.
We did an extra long series for a tiny, tiny man.
So about 2 months after the murder of Silas Yates, Pee Wee got a call from Diane Neely, the woman who'd helped him lure Yates out of the house. Seemed she'd let her new boyfriend in on the secret that she had participated in this murder for hire thing, and the two of them figured they could make a little more cash by blackmailing Pee Wee.
When do you bring that up in a relationship? that you're complicit in a murder?
3 years in.
Oh, okay.
I would say it's once you've told all the boring stories again and again and again. You guys went over the movies you haven't seen yet and go, oh, we should check that out. Yeah. It's like, oh, we should watch it together. I haven't rewatched that in a long time. Once you get to that phase, the next thing is to spice it up. You say, I once helped murder a guy. What? That's the most interesting thing you've said in 18 months.
There it is, rekindled love.
So the two of them demanded $5,000 in exchange for their silence, although it seems like they forgot that one of them was directly complicit in the murder.
Yes, he's surrounded by Lennies. No, who's the other guy? It's Lenny and...
Candy.
Candy?
Yeah, Candy, the old man. You're talking about Of Mice and Men, right?
Yeah, his name was Candy?
Yeah, his name was
the
Candy.
The old man is Candy?
Yeah, his name was
How is
Candy.
Lenny the idiot? They named this guy after a sweet, delicious treat?
All I'm saying is that Pee Wee learned nothing from the wise men. He does not know how to put together a crew. It reminds me of the movie Trapped in Paradise with Nicolas Cage and I believe John Lovitz and Dana Carvey, where they are, you think they're trapped in a small lake town. They try to rob a bank, but they end up getting snowed
snowed in. And so they're stuck with all of the very, very nice townsfolk that they are forced to fall in love with.
There it is, and that's a new episode, a new show here on the Last Podcast Network. Henry explains bullshit movies that no one wants to hear about. Trapped in Paradise.
Pee-wee, after the two of them got a hold of him and told him all about the blackmail thing, he acted like he was going to go along with the whole deal and told them that he'd hid a bunch of money out in the woods up near Prospect. Only catch was that they'd have to come with him to get it. And little did they know that the meeting spot was none other than Pee-wee's rapidly expanding graveyard, where the two of them would soon meet their doom.
Is this how people invest in South Carolina? Just burying
Yes.
money in the woods?
I think technically if you bury a body in a piece of land, you then own the land.
Oh!
It wasn't even buried. He said, I got it in an old hollow out in a tree in the swamp.
Never,
Making money.
ever go to the location of your blackmail money.
No.
The blackmail money should come to you in a place that you choose.
Now, who knows why, but on this one, Pee-wee got an alibi for himself. That night, he went to Sam's Club and made his presence known for many hours, again, making sure everyone knew he was there all night.
Hey, y'all, I'm here. Now, can we flip some of these mattresses? I want to see if it's as springy on this side as it is on the other side. Also, I need a 12-foot trampoline. I need 5 gallons of peanut butter. No damn peanuts in it. I want it smooth, like Duke coming out of my dough.
Pee-wee.
I'm here.
It's a bar, Pee-wee. We got Bud Light and Budweiser.
So around 11 o'clock, when things got real busy, Pee-wee slipped out. So he, Neely, and Howard met at an intersection, and Pee-wee led him out to the woods, saying he'd hid his money in a hollow tree.
Like a fucking Keebler elf? What is going on with this guy?
He's small. That's where you hide things.
He and Jeff Sessions. And Jeff Sessions like, that's my trick.
When they got there, though, they found only the grave that Pee-wee had dug earlier that day. And before Howard and Neely knew what was happening, Pee-wee shot them both in the back of the head, rolled them over into the grave, and buried them one atop the other.
And again, this points towards, I think, a lot of his stories are horseshit. When he had to murder him, he did it real quick. He
Right.
went pop, pop. He buried them on top of each other, which is the most romantic way to be buried.
Bunkmates.
I'm going to put that in my will for me and Natalie. We are but a genital to genital or in a 69 position, which I think is the idea of being like forever fucking in peace is what our tombstone will say.
That'll be classy. And if it's ever excavated by futurists, they'll be like, either they were the king and queen of America or homeless.
But you know, like he does things out of convenience and for money.
Right.
Yeah. So, and in the dumbest way possible.
Now, as far as we know, Pee-wee was quiet during the summer of 1975, but only if you discount the possibility of one coastal murder on the 10th of each month when the bothersomeness hit him.
Can I actually equate something to this? I actually don't know. When was the gas crisis in America?
Oh, it was in the 70s, 77, 78.
Yeah,
But it was late 70s? It wasn't
Late
75? Because the first thing I think of is just because gas was too expensive.
So he stopped murdering. How many lives were saved because of the gas crisis? That's a good angle. If Jimmy Carter should have played that up. You know those truckers out there murdering people on the coast? They don't got the gas to kill anymore.
They can't get to the murders, which is why I built solar panels on the White House so that the sun comes to me. I don't need to go looking for it. Simple peanut farmer. That's me.
Very good.
Have you ever heard Jimmy Carter talk?
That was similar to it. That was good.
My name's Jimmy Carter, and I know one thing about being president is that, it's hard, and you only get one turn. I know that now.
I think
The good ones, that is.
yeah, you could get 2 turns, you know. You could get
Oh, I'm no greedy Gus.
best ex-president of all time.
Now, I don't know if it was a private joke or something that Pee-wee came up with for Final Truth, but he said when he got that monthly bothersomeness feeling, he called it his PMS, which in Pee-wee's world stood for his pre-murdering signals.
I'll tell you what, it stands for the same thing in our language. You know what I'm talking about? Come on, guys.
Here's your sign. You might be a redneck. Cut it out.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
But in September of that year, Pee-wee would go on the serious murder spree that would eventually get him caught. That one started with his neighbor, 13-year-old Kim Gaskins. So Kim Gaskins was a friend of Pee-wee's daughter who swung by his house in Sumter every once in a while, and once again, Pee-wee said he couldn't help himself. He just hit on her at first, but when she told him no, he said he abducted, raped, and tortured her before killing her. He then buried her right across from Silas Yates near Roper's Crossroads, not too far from his trailer, before leaving Sumter for Savannah until the heat died down a little, just like the last time he'd killed a teenage girl. But the difference between Kim and the other girls was that people actually gave a shit about Kim Gaskins. Besides her father, her teacher also noticed she'd gone missing and knew that Kim wasn't the type of girl to just run out. So together, the two pressured police enough where they finally took a closer look at this guy who seemed to have a knack for being around when teenage girls went missing in Florence County.
Who also drove a hearse.
Yeah.
Publicly, and I can't imagine very well ran a car stripping industry.
Right.
Like he was an obvious criminal that they just let go because he was tiny and cute.
That's the strangest thing about it. They had to be pressured to investigate this guy. Again, always pull over the guy with the hearse.
They actually had to it took two different people, both the father and the teacher, to pressure these guys and to finally look at it's like, well, who was the last person that she was seen with? It's like, oh, this guy Pee-wee Gaskins. Oh, what about Pee-wee? He's like, teenage girls tend to go missing around him every once in a while, but he just talks up a big game.
Well, I'll just say that my thing about Pee-wee is the reason why the girls disappear is because his lovemaking is so superior that they need to leave town. Ain't no reason to be with another man after you get yourself a taste of old Pee-wee. At least that's what I think, as chief of police.
Well, you seem totally inept, officer.
Oh, well, why are you saying it's because of my accent? Well, ain't nothing wrong with my accent or proving me being smart or unsmart.
Well, it's really the words you're saying, not so much how you're saying it.
Content.
Being racist. Pee-wee's the best lobo that I've ever seen.
I feel like...
And I've looked through a window watching him hustle on top of a woman like a chihuahua getting his dick stuck in a watermelon.
Well, maybe you should have intervened at that point and done your job.
Well, no, it's Pee-wee being Pee-wee.
But it's illegal.
But Pee-wee still had two more murders to go as a free man. Remember, like Henry said, Pee-wee was still running his car theft during this whole time. And when a couple of his employees heard things were turning south for Pee-wee, they figured they'd take advantage. Dennis Bellamy and his 14-year-old half-brother, Johnny Knight, robbed Pee-wee blind of tools, parts, and already stripped cars. And when Pee-wee went to check on his garage in Charleston and found it cleaned out, he had a pretty good idea that Bellamy was behind it. That's when Pee-wee called up his friend Walter Neely. Pee-wee said this about Walter.
I wish to hell I could tell the final truth without so much as saying his name, but that's impossible. He became the majorest part of my story before it ended, and that is the final truth.
Now, what part of the story did he become? Was it a small part or...
The majorist.
The majorist.
The bigotominous. He was absolutely terrifically the bigotonomous part of my story.
Oh, wow.
And I knew it was when I met him. And yes, he was retarded.
All right.
And that is more of a clinical, it's not a judgment. It's a clinical assessment of his abilities as a man. And that's the final truth, unfortunately.
All right.
Yeah, clinically, actually, they did do an IQ test on Walter Neely, and he was mentally challenged.
Okay.
However, very violent criminal at the same time.
Handy capable.
My cousins who are mentally handicapped were very strong.
That's what I always say. Absolutely.
See, Neely was one of Pee-wee's associates from state prison, and by associate, I mean Pee-wee was Neely's power man.
Oh.
Jesus. Can you imagine this? You gotta be you're Pee-wee's guy. All of these things are all of their own sad, tiny version of the movie Driver. Was it Drive?
Drive.
With Ryan Gosling.
Yes.
Like these two little stupid idiots stealing parts from Pee-wee. Pee-wee's technically the big bad guy. He's the Ving Rhames of the scenario.
Well, Walter and Pee-wee's Power Man relationship extended beyond prison, with Neely doing pretty much whatever Pee-wee told him to do.
So Pee-wee had control in the jail.
Yeah,
He was getting pleasured by this man.
Oh, absolutely. No, what we were talking about, like, all of the stuff that Pee-wee was talking about, him being in prison, being a Power Man, being influential, that was all true.
Okay.
Like, that was...
Yeah, that's all true.
Yeah.
And the murders of the girls and the murders of his business partners are all true, too.
Yeah.
It's just everything else is obviously garbage. But he was forcing this man to give him blowjobs, and then after they got out of jail together, he went to work for him.
That is wild stuff.
Different times.
I guess.
Locker room talk.
Perhaps.
And to top all that off, Diane Neely, whom Pee-wee had just killed for trying to blackmail him, was Walter Neely's ex-wife. But at that point, Walter didn't know that Pee-wee had killed her.
I think we need Judge Wapner on this. This is a people's court matter, it seems like to me.
So Neely told Pee-wee that, he'd seen the Bellamy brothers driving around town in one of Pee-wee's stolen cars, and most likely they'd taken everything else too. So Pee-wee once again used honey instead of vinegar to catch his flies.
Just slathered himself with honey.
Yeah.
Covered in flies.
And that was Pee-wee's biggest tactic. If you'll notice that he would draw people into a false sense of security. He'd tell them, nope, everything's okay, everything's fine. And then when they weren't looking, he'd shoot them.
Right.
I feel like we're looking at another habit that he picked up from the wise men. It's a very mob thing.
Right.
They do the thing where being like, hey, Tony, it's a big party for your birthday. You gotta meet us at JFK out by where the luggage goes. I don't understand. It's like you guys never threw a birthday party for me before. I was just recently in trouble with you guys talking to the police, so it seems weird. Also, we live in Brooklyn. Why are we driving 45 minutes to go out to JFK? It's a big party. Oh, you know how you love the planes. We all know you love planes.
Oh, Henry just captures both kind of Italian so well.
So Pee-wee told Neely to tell the boys that he wasn't mad at all, and in fact, he wanted to reward them for securing all of Pee-wee's stuff before the cops came to take it themselves. Remember, Pee-wee was in a little bit of trouble. All they had to do was come meet Pee-wee and Walter.
Okay.
So John...
Never go to the location. Always have them meet you. Go to a Starbucks.
Yep.
I'm just saying, if you're committing crimes, use a Starbucks as the meetup spot.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Johnny and Dennis met Pee-wee and Walter out at Pee-wee's house, and after some pleasantries, Pee-wee asked Dennis if he wanted to go with him and Walter to take a drive to see a possible location for a new garage.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, and they left Johnny back at the house eating sandwiches.
Oh, naturally. Yeah, they give him a lot of sandwiches.
These are not good employees.
No.
This podcast is brought to you by Squarespace. Squarespace is an all-in-one website platform that helps you stand out online. Yes, that's right. You don't have to smash your face with a hammer. You can just start a business. It's got everything you need on Squarespace, from securing your domain to building a professional site and showcasing your work all in one place. Let's say you want to show everybody how you can carve your ribs out of your lower abdomen so that you look more like a Ken doll. That's amazing. You can bring your vision to life with AI-powered design or curated templates, plus flexible editing tools that helps you create something that truly reflects your style, especially if you are somebody that is trying to corrupt the young men of America. That's what Squarespace is really going to help you. Squarespace makes it easy. It makes it easy for you to put all that together, and you just go to Squarespace and do it all. Thanks, Braden. Head to squarespace.com/left for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use offer code LEFT to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Is there anything better than a summer evening outdoors? Enjoy your space to the fullest with new greenery from Fast Growing Trees. I love a big, thick bush. Fast Growing Trees is America's largest, most trusted online nursery, and they can send me a big, thick bush any time of the day. It arrives at work. It arrives at my car. I can pinpoint on a Google map where it is. Send me a big, thick, brown bush. And they send it immediately when they have it, because sometimes the shaver comes to town. I remember one time I ordered a cherry wood tree from Fast Growing Trees, and my God, I couldn't cut it down, no matter what my father told me to do. I had to lie to him about it. And next thing you know, I became the first president of the United States of America. And even you can become the first president of the United States of America with fast-growing trees. Right now, get up to half off select summer planting essentials, plus get an additional 20% off your first purchase with code LEFT at checkout. That's an additional 20% off at fastgrowingtrees.com with code LEFT at checkout. Offer is valid for a limited time only. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey there, everybody. Is your cell phone bill too much money? Are you getting that bill and you're like, hey, what is this? I can't believe for what? For 5G? Are you crazy right now? $100? I don't even barely got any bars when I'm just sitting in my living room. Okay? You don't have to deal with that anymore. Are you ready for this? $15 a month. That's right. $15 a month on Mint Mobile. Yeah, baby. Get their wireless plan. Because they're just sitting there on the T-Mobile 5G network, and it's just $15. Your whole life, you're just paying all this money every month. You're like, why? Where's it going? It's going to these phone companies that are robbing you. So go to Mint Mobile. Let them help you talk to your mom. So get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month. Go to mintmobile.com/LPOTL. That's mintmobile.com/LPOTL. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/LPOTL. That's it. There's no catch. Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, $180 for 12 months. Plan required, $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when the network is busy. Includes up to 20 gigabytes hotspot. Capable device required. Availability, speed, and coverage varies. See mintmobile.com.
But little did Dennis know that location was once again Pee-wee's private graveyard.
Oh, my God. At some point, do you think he realized where he was? It's like, Pee-wee, did you bring me to your private graveyard? I knew.
Look over there.
Yeah,
Play it.
That's exactly what he did. When they got there, Pee-wee, he shined his flashlight into the darkness and told Dennis to look real hard for a building off into the distance.
What is he, the dog
What
from
am I
Up?
looking for, Pee-wee? What am I looking for out there?
And while Dennis squinted, Pee-wee shot him in the back of the head, Lenny style.
Oh, man.
This is honestly, it's not a good criminals that you've hired. These are not good men. If you could do the, hey, look over there, and then shoot them in the back of the head.
Right.
This isn't the Machine Gun Kelly gang here.
Right.
This isn't this is rough.
It was going to happen. You get the feeling this guy was going to get shot at some point.
Yeah, Pee-wee and Walter then went back to the house and picked up Johnny, telling him Dennis thought the building was so awesome that he decided to stay behind.
What's he going to do with the building? How awesome does the building have to be for you to just be like, I'm just going to stay here, guys?
Well, it's like, when we had a meeting over in YouTube, and the YouTube building is like that, where it has all like the spinny chairs that look like the spindles
Oh,
that
yeah.
you keep yarn on and stuff, and like the big size chessboard where you could move the pieces the size of your body. It's like one of those where he's just like, yeah, we got a foosball table and a foosball table and we got a soda machine. That's free. You just press the button and the soda comes out. He couldn't pull himself away.
I'm going to play with that foosball table.
But when they all got back to the private graveyard, Pee-wee played the look over there game all over again and took down Johnny Knight as well. And the whole time, Walter was standing right next to him. Now this was breaking the biggest of the wise men's rules. No witnesses. But Pee-wee actually had a fondness for Walter, being his former power man and all, and didn't really want to kill him.
Also, he put those little reindeer horns on him, like the dog from The Grinch Who Stole Christmas.
So Pee-wee figured he'd give Walter a series of tests.
Oh, I can only imagine what Pee-wee's version of a series of tests would look like.
First, he asked him to help dig the grave.
Okay. You know holes, Walter?
Yeah.
You know how holes work?
Yep.
Make me up a hole.
All right.
I'm going to say this right now. If you just make a pile of dirt, that's a pile, not a hole. And I'm going to have to get you. And that's the final truth.
Okay.
You see, a hole is the opposite of a pile.
Can I take these reindeer horns off here, Pee-wee?
You're the biggest child I've ever met.
Oh, man, this is fun.
And after the hole was dug, Pee-wee gave him a harder test. And if Walter passed that, great. If he didn't, the hole was already dug.
What was the harder test?
You'll see.
Pee-wee shined his light over to a freshly dug patch of dirt and told Walter that's where he'd buried Avery Howard as well as his ex-wife, Diane Neely, who also was the mother of Walter's children.
Oh, my goodness.
He then told Walter the whole story about Yates and the blackmail and all that stuff, and then asked Walter if he thought he'd done the right thing.
Honestly, this is like Philip K. Dick. This is like Blade Runner test. Like, he's going to tell him this whole story and how I killed your ex-wife and I did all this shit. And then he's going to be like, did I do the right thing? This is a mental game for Walter to figure out what's the right answer here. Because you're about to get murdered by the scariest man that you've ever seen, that you've blown for years.
Sure. Yeah, well, I think he probably wants to go back to digging that hole because that's easier in a lot of ways.
And this was Walter's reaction according to Final Truth.
Now, he said, yes, he thought I had done right, that they really hadn't given me no choice. And he was glad Avery was dead for stealing Diane away from him, like he was glad Dennis was dead. But he felt a little sad about Johnny because he was a good kid. And he couldn't help but feel sad about Diane because he had loved her and they had all been married and all the kids and all. But now that was all over and done with, so he wasn't going to cry.
It's like if The Big Lebowski was narrated by a lunatic. we missed when Donnie died.
Walter just went, and each one, I honestly think this is the dead's honest truth. I think this is literally exactly how Walter reacted.
Just inquisitively.
Yeah, I mean, he had a very low IQ, but really, Walter was just a very stupid, very violent criminal. I mean, that cannot be understated. That, like, Walter was not a good guy that had just been, like, taken advantage of or anything that. Like, Walter Neely was a terrible, terrible person.
All the people we're talking about here.
Yeah. He viewed all of this as like business moves.
Yeah.
Almost. So this is what guys do when you're in the car stripping business. You kill people, and sometimes your wife's one of those people that get killed. But it's also like Robert Pickton. We showed how, like, just the right amount of stupid mixed with just the right amount of malice makes you a serial killer.
Yeah. If he was just like 4 IQ points higher, he would just be selling Herbalife, you know? But he's just dumb enough to think
he'd be working at InfoWars.
Oh, possibly.
So at the end of the night, after all the work was done, Walter and Pee-wee sat up all night long and talked.
Oh. That's fun when you do that with friends.
Walter, it's just so nice to just be able to sit and hang out with you. You blow me a couple of times just like back in the day. What? I thought that time was over. No, unfortunately, Walter, it's not. And as we both know, as my wife told me, we know my cum tastes like lava mixed with shit.
Oh,
and you're just going to have to enjoy it. All right.
It follows.
Well, Pee-wee, just like Robert Pickton, just couldn't help but confess to all 13 of his murders, in addition to telling Walter where all the bodies were buried. But predictably, Pee-wee didn't mention a single word about the Coastals, and what he told Walter, from what Walter could remember, matched up better with the evidence police were able to gather.
Do we know if Walter is a sheepdog? Is that possible?
I tell you what, my Roomba won't tell anybody my secrets.
Robot overlords. Starting cleaning our floors, and then they're going to start cleaning our ceilings. Next is the windows. Next thing, they're sleeping with your wife.
Hey, whatever gets it done.
Well, either way, Johnny Knight and Dennis Bellamy would be the last victims Pee Wee Gaskins would claim as a free man. For less than a month later, police would have a warrant for Pee Wee's arrest.
Finally.
What comes with Pee Wee and Walter for me is that it just seems like he wanted to tell, he loves to brag, and he did feel like, because Pee Wee's also fucking stupid.
Yeah.
So he thought that Walter would help him out, and that having somebody else in on all of the super private stuff would help him cover all that stuff up. And he doesn't realize the more you spread that information, the tighter essentially the noose comes.
Right. There is something about people trying to wiggle their way out of problems, and they just find themselves wiggling themselves into more problems. That's what I always say.
I just imagine you wiggling into a big old problem, which made me feel weird. Just a huge butt is what I saw, and you just go.
That's like a double. Didn't Double Dare have a challenge like that? You had to wiggle out of something.
So after police finally searched Pee Wee's trailer in Sumter on suspicion of Kim Galkin's disappearance, they found a few items of her clothing inside. Now, all this proved was that Kim had been there at some point, and since she and Pee Wee's daughter were friends, there was a good amount of reasonable doubt concerning a murder charge or even a kidnapping charge. But it was enough for a charge of contributing to the delinquency of a minor, which was the best they had.
That is, I don't know. That just seems to me like totally horrible police work, right? These are some of the worst officers we've covered.
Well,
here.
actually, I think this is very good. I think this is actually very good police work.
How is this good police work?
Because they can arrest him for contributing to the delinquency of a minor and hold him on that charge until they can get evidence for an actual murder charge. Because if they arrest him on a murder charge and then they can only hold him for 24 hours, or the entire arrest may all completely fall apart. So if they get him for contributing, then they can hold him on that until they can find something better, or until they can press some of their associates, which is what they ended up doing. The police, they took a two-pronged approach because nobody really knew where Pee Wee was at this point.
That's the best part about having multiple lives. And then you got all of these places you can go to.
Yeah,
it just feels like contributing to the delinquency of a minor. They might as well just be like, "You've been found guilty of being a cool uncle." It is not the charge that I would think should be levied against this man. But okay, Marcus, you make a good point.
It was the best they had.
Okay,
because that since she was the daughter of, or since she was friends with Pee Wee's daughter, there was a ton of reasonable doubt here.
Okay,
and so what the cops did is I think they did a good job here. Is they took a two-pronged approach. First, you stake out Pee Wee's known residence in Sumter. Second, you start pressing Pee Wee's known associates, and they could not have picked a better associate to press than poor dumb Walter Neely.
Oh. I feel like they actually put him in in a presser, and they were just slowly squeezing.
Well, they just showed him one. They showed him like a juicer, and they're like, "Now, Walter, what if we had one of these 20 feet high? Do you? I'm just saying, what if we did? Well, that would be the biggest presser I've ever seen, right? Now, what if we put you inside one of those? You got one of them pressers? No, I'm just saying theoretically, me and the officers. I'd tell you everything I knew, so you might as well just act as if we have one. You guys got one?"
Well, that's good police work. I take back everything I said.
Walter, he didn't immediately crack under police pressure. In fact, he didn't crack under police pressure at all because, he was a lifelong criminal. Usually makes a person immune to that sort of thing. Because Walter, yes, he was dumb, but he was smart enough to keep his mouth shut. If the cops are talking to you, say nothing.
Say nothing.
Say absolutely
nothing. How many
nothing.
times did he have to remain completely silent while being made love to by Pee Wee in jail? You learn to keep that lip button because Pee Wee doesn't want to hear no man sounds.
No. That's the funny. You ever watch that show, The First 48?
Yeah.
Great detective show. Sometimes those people just sit down and they just start talking. They say everything that's on the top of their head.
Yeah.
Keep quiet.
So, when Pee Wee called up Walter to check the temperature around town, because he knew the heat was getting turned up, things were still in the low to medium range.
Oh, simmer.
Yeah, a simmer. He knew they were looking for him, but he also knew they only had the contributing charge.
I see. So this is good. This is like broccoli Rob. This is nice. You don't want to overcook.
Technically, with a broccoli Rob, you actually want to bring it up to a boil. You want to quickly blanch them. You want to toss them on ice to stop the cooking, and then you want to saute it on a simmer. Technically, you got to bring it up to a boil first because that's what kills the bitterness.
Your robot is currently going through your jewelry, and it's going to go sell it to a more wealthier robot.
Well, the other smart thing about Walter is that he was also smart enough to know that the police were probably tapping his telephone. Because, these criminals, people are smart in other ways. Some people are smart at being a criminal.
Sure.
Remember, Gary Ridgway? Gary Ridgway's IQ was, 82? But hell of a serial killer and a hell of a truck painter.
Wonderful detailer.
Remember that was his job. He was a detailer. He detailed trucks.
But in the context of what you were saying, you were talking about how they can be intelligent and a killer, but he could just paint a truck.
That's an intelligence. That's a physical intelligence.
Yeah.
Is it?
It'd be like, have you ever heard Jimi Hendrix speak? Music's just air that you can dance on. This is all just stuff where
He had
I don't
acid
understand, Jimmy.
all over flowing through every vein in his body.
He could communicate through music beautifully.
So you're equating Pee Wee Gaskin and Walter to how Jimi Hendrix, what they are to murder and crime.
It's an exaggeration.
Jimi Hendrix is to the guitar.
Actually, I would more compare Gary Ridgway to Jimi Hendrix.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's a whole other thing.
So Pee Wee figured he'd better get rid of some evidence after he talked to Walter Neely, and he also figured he'd skip town for good, just in case, because police were closing in on him.
Right.
Pee Wee said he took his whole toolkit from his coastal kills and sunk them in the swamp, which he said is why no evidence of those crimes was ever found, which conveniently makes Pee Wee look smart while also making his coastal claims impossible to verify.
Okay.
But one thing Pee Wee said he couldn't bear to part with was his beloved toothpick. That's that big 11-inch knife that he liked to talk about.
Yeah, that he put in the vagina. He said he did.
He said he did.
Well, we don't got to get into that. So I was thinking more of one of Uncle Buck's bowling partners. Remember that in Uncle Buck? The guy, they call him Pal. Was it Pal or Bud?
I can't remember.
It was one of those.
I don't remember.
He was a good uncle, though.
Well, Pee Wee said after throwing everything else in the swamp, he went to downtown Florence, put the knife in an envelope, and mailed it. Problem is, though, he never said where he mailed it, and he never said who he mailed it to. So who knows if this damn knife ever even existed?
Young Gordon Ramsay.
Yes, exactly.
Opens up his mailbox one day, and he sees this knife in there, and he's like, oh, this is a right finder. Fucking becomes one of the best celebrity chefs to ever exist.
Of all time, with the magical knife he calls toothpick.
Now, all we do know is that had Pee Wee not gone to Florence for whatever reason that morning, he may have never been caught.
Wow.
I honestly think he did go to mail a knife.
He's just dumb enough to do something like that.
As it was, as Pee Wee was getting into a cab that was on its way to the bus station, he was recognized by someone Pee Wee only refers to as, quote unquote, a businessman.
Which essentially means a cop dressed up as Mr. Monopoly saying, like, the best part about this costume is I look like a businessman. And everyone trusts a businessman.
Anyone with shoes. Just businessman.
Yeah,
He
he's
must be a
just the other
businessman.
guy, not up to his knees in swamp muck.
Whoever this businessman was, he called the cops. They caught up to the cab and finally arrested Pee Wee Gaskins.
Oh, thank God. I feel like this one it's been a long journey to get to this arrest. My goodness.
Yeah, this has
And
been
they
as
put
long as
him-
Robert Picton.
They captured him in a walnut case.
Really?
Like literally just like the shell of a walnut, they put him inside of it like he was a Terry the Gnome.
Oh, that's fun.
But that arrest was only on the relatively minor charge of contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Pee Wee sat in jail for 3 weeks waiting it out, and he would have eventually been released and gone on his merry way had Walter Neely not grown a conscience.
Uh-oh.
Pee Wee said this.
Later, I was told. He said he started having dreams about me killing Diane. And he started feeling real guilty about being there when I killed Dennis and Johnny and him helping me bury them. It was told to me that Walter got so scared when he was alone in the dark that he started thinking he seen ghosts.
That's crazy.
Yeah, also known as the Christmas Uncle.
The worst, dumbest version of A Christmas Carol. I mean, we're like, oh no, I must change. And then having him trying to give a quarter to an orphan to buy a goose. And the orphan's like, this is not enough money to buy a goose.
So after the ghost came, Walter decided to seek a little spiritual guidance, and therein laid Pee-wee's downfall. Walter confessed everything to his preacher, and the preacher convinced Walter to confess it all again to the cops. About Walter's confession, Pee-wee said,
sometimes I think I must have growed myself a 4-foot dick to be able to bend it around and fuck myself like I done when I trusted Walter Neely.
That's very good alliteration, Pee-wee.
Sometimes when he says shit like that, it's so fucking funny.
Honestly, you imagine at a time at Sam's Club, he must have been kind of a blast.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Like my dad was when he was away from home.
Right, yeah, but then when he got home, he wasn't so much fun.
Nah, he was upset.
Yeah.
Remember, Pee-wee had told Walter everything, and so Walter led cops to the private graveyard, eventually, as Walter didn't have exactly what you call a great memory or a solid sense of direction.
Right.
Pain in the ass. What a fucking pain in the ass. This is our witness. Like them all just being like, oh good, we've got the 4th Pee-wee Gaskins multiplicity fucking clone.
But eventually they found the private graveyard along with the 6 bodies buried there. Then came Alligator Landing, where Doreen Dempsey and her baby were buried. And Martha Dix was soon found as well, near the creek where Pee-wee left her. And lastly came Silas Yates and Kim Gaskins, who were found across the road from each other near Roper's Crossroads.
So they were pretty close in proximity.
I mean, they were pretty much in the same county, and the 6 were pretty close to Pee-wee's house. Roper's Crossroads was very close to where he lived, and Alligator Landing was also like just down the road from his trailer, because he supposedly the little swamp that he drowned the one Doreen Dempsey and her baby in, that was just right down the road from his trailer. That was very close.
And Roper's Crossroads also had this it's kind of funny if you think about it. It had this like one apartment in there. It was this little apartment building, and one apartment that had this like kind of like straight-laced dude who was trying to keep his shit together, and then he was this kind of like this like hot blonde woman with like big boobies, and there was a lot of sexual tension between him and her, and then the serious brunette that lived with the 3 of them. And it's kind of like that saying, because two's
Two's a crowd,
and
two three's company.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Pee-wee was easily found guilty. At his trial, Pee-wee himself was the only person the defense had in their pocket to put forth, and he had a logical explanation for everything.
So he did take the stand.
He took the stand.
All right.
He was
my
the
God.
only person to take the stand for the defense.
I'm surprised he didn't defend himself. That's how dumb this guy is.
Now, yeah, he had a logical explanation for everything, but was seen at multiple points to check crib notes while he was on the stand.
Cheating.
Yeah, because he had a ton of time to think about an excuse for everything, and he had an excuse for everything, but he couldn't remember it all, so he wrote all of the excuses down on a piece of paper and pulled them out of his pocket and looked down.
Mr. Gaskins, I'm the judge here. Did you write the answers on your hand?
You say write the answers. But I had the answers to begin with, so in order for me to then express them to a smoke bomb, damn it, I was just a rock. They must have lied to me when they gave me that smoke bomb.
It's not,
and that's the final truth.
The judge did sentence him to death,
Okay.
but Pee-wee pled guilty to 7 of the other murders and exchanged that death sentence for life in prison. And as far as the other murders went, by the time they came around, we were in that oh-so-brief moment in American history when the death penalty was unconstitutional. And so Pee-wee was safe for the moment. That time, that's why Pee Wee Gaskins was not executed, why Son of Sam wasn't executed, Charles Manson. A lot of these like 70s, a lot of these 70s guys weren't executed because they were convicted in that time. It was like a 2 or 3 year break in the death penalty nationwide.
I am personally against the death penalty.
We all are.
But I understand that's bad timing. If you are against the death penalty, and immediately Manson, Son of Sam, Pee Wee Gaskins, you're just like, all right, fine.
Now, you might think that that'd be the end of Pee Wee's murder streak, but he still had one more to go. Wow. And this one would finally send Pee Wee to the big boy electric chair.
All right.
That last victim was named Rudolph Tyner. Rudolph Tyner was convicted for the 1978 murder of an elderly couple named William and Myrtle Moon. He killed them with a shotgun over $200 in a convenience store robbery on the South Carolina coast. Now, Tyner was sentenced to death twice in 2 different trials. There was some malfeasance. You know, they had to. It was a very, very long process to get him to death row. And in 1983, he still had the whole appeals process. So Tyner's time in the chair was far in the future. But even though he was sure to eventually get there, the process wasn't moving quick enough for William and Myrtle Moon's son, Tony Simo. So Tony started asking around the bars in Myrtle Beach looking for someone who could make it happen. A construction worker he found said he knew a guy who knew a guy, and eventually Tony Simo was put in touch with Pee Wee Gaskins.
Man, he's still... So number one, Pee Wee Gaskins is back in jail, which is his safe place. He loves being in jail. That's where he always was best. I imagine he's getting a lot of attention. He's getting a lot of respect in jail. And now he's still a fucking fixer in jail. Like, when he goes to jail, it's like because of all of this shit he's talked about for so long, people view, and he still says yes to this shit.
So he's in jail when this happens.
He's in jail. I mean, he's worked his way up to, he's like a cell block maintenance chief. Like, he's pretty much a trustee. And he's also got this reputation because now he's got, before, he had a bit of a reputation, but now he's going in there. He's got 13 murders in addition to everything else. So Pee Wee is, he is not running the prison, but he's very influential, and he's, kind of bored. So he's like, all right, yeah, I'll kill him. And also that, Simo offered him money. He's like, yeah, shit, I guess, I can spend it in the commissary. I can buy shit on the outside and smuggle it in.
Sure.
So yeah, he says yes.
All right.
Now, killing someone on death row is, to say the least, extremely difficult to pull off.
Yes.
But Pee Wee found a way. His original plan was to befriend Tyner with free drugs, just weed at first, then move on to quote-unquote mystery drugs that Pee Wee promised Tyner would get him higher than he'd ever been, as Tyner was not a smart man.
Okay. Now, Tyner, let me ask you this. Have you ever heard of an everlasting gobstopper?
I ain't never heard of it.
It's a hard candy that never diminishes in size or flavor, and you can put it up your butt, and it makes you go crazy. It's great for you.
Okay.
Yeah, I got you on that.
Yeah.
All right. You can put it up your butt. It's funny to even say it.
All right.
The mystery drugs were actually just concoctions spiked with oleander or strychnine smuggled into the prison by Simo, but either the drugs were too weak or Tyner was too tough.
Oh.
Now, what we've got right here is Pee Wee Gaskins himself. We're finally going to hear Pee Wee Gaskins' actual voice. This is him talking to Tony Simo on the phone about the troubles he was having killing Tyner, as Pee Wee recorded every single conversation that the two had.
We've given that son of a bitch all of it but one dose, and all it is doing is making that son of a bitch sick. We put it in some damn book for him to drink the other night, and he drank, and 2 more drank, and all it was made all 3 of them sick as hell.
There it is.
I am not too far off.
No, you're very accurate with your
I
Pee-wee.
am not too far off.
He talks like an old Southern woman.
He does, yes.
Like his cadence and the way he kind of Carol, the way he kind of like comes down off of every word, like he talks like a Southern grandma.
Yes, he's
No,
that
I
problematic
wanna-
character from Family Guy.
Yes, it's technically between that and Mr. Hanky.
So weird.
So after the poison didn't work, Pee-wee came up with what you got to admit is a fairly impressive plan. Actually, this is even people who despise Pee-wee Gaskins are like, actually, this is pretty fucking smart. This is very impressive.
Like Nicolas Cage, The Rock, smart?
It's getting
getting
there.
there.
Yeah,
All
it's definitely getting there.
there.
Yeah, and we know that this story, excepting one part, is actually true.
Okay.
First, Pee-wee used what influence he had in prison from being a cell block's maintenance chief to get a cell next to Tyner's on death row, despite not being on death row himself. That's how influential
awesome.
Pee-wee was. He was not on death row. He's like, why don't you put me on death row? They're like, all right.
All right, you crazy. All right.
Yeah, because
Seems like an HGTV show that needs to happen. It's like Fixer Upper Cell Block Edition.
Call me a squirrel, 'cause I'm covered in acorns. That's right. So many people are focused on where their money is today. And Acorns is the financial wellness app that cares about where your money is going tomorrow. Let Acorns work for you. You put acorns in the ground and you're gonna get trees tomorrow. That's right, investments. And with the Acorns potential screen, you could find out what your money is capable of. I always do that. I'm like, I want to invest in something that I like. Let's say cheeseburgers. Okay? That's kind of hard to do. Acorns will help you find a cheeseburger that is right for you. So sign up now, and Acorns will boost your new account with a $5 bonus investment. Wow! Join the over 14 million all-time customers who have already saved and invested over $27 billion with Acorns. Head to acorns.com/left or download the Acorns app to get started. Paid non-client endorsement. Compensation provides incentive to positively promote Acorns. Tier 2 compensation provided. Potential subject to various factors such as customers' accounts, age, and investment settings. Does not include Acorns fees. Results do not predict or represent the performance of any Acorns portfolio. Investment results will vary. Investing involves risk. Acorns Advisors, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. View important disclosures at acorns.com/left.
Summer schedules can get busy fast with camps, vacations, sports, family time. And, every single time Carmi eats a block of dark chocolate, we got to take her to the emergency room. You know how much time that takes. All right, IXL makes it easy to keep learning part of the routine in just a few minutes a day. IXL is an award-winning online learning platform that helps kids truly understand what they're learning, whether they're building math confidence, strengthening reading and writing skills, or reviewing science concepts. From pre-K through 12th grade, IXL offers personalized, interactive learning that adapts to each child's level and pace, which is great because Carmi has been really slow in biology, and Wendy has really been struggling with American history, mostly just because she doesn't agree with the way it's being taught. So it's really important. You making an impact on your child's learning. Wendy, as soon as she gets her chicken, she is ready for all of her lessons. And Carmi just really has to eat 5 or 6 bites of liver, beef liver, chicken liver, and then she can really get down to, I'm hoping this is the year she reads To Kill a Mockingbird. So really, IXL, thank you. Make an impact on your child's learning. Get IXL now. And Last Podcast on the Left listeners can get an exclusive 20% off at IXL membership when they sign up today at IXL.com/left. Visit IXL.com/left to get the most effective learning program out there at the best price.
All right, I know what you're thinking. I like to go banking, but I don't want to give to these big old banks all the time that cater to the 1%. Well, go ahead and get yourself hooked up with Chime. It's banking built for you, not just those rich jerks. And they got thousands of fee-free ATMs because why pay to get your own money? Chime is working for you, man. You get your Chime card, you're going to get travel perks, you're going to get into airport lounges, you're going to get those chicken thighs. You know, every time I go to an airport lounge, I get chicken thighs. And you know what I say whenever I see a plate of chicken thighs? Give me more. Chime's going to get you those chicken thighs in these lounges, all right? Sure, they could serve other types of meat, but why would you when chicken thighs are so delicious? Chime is not just smarter banking, it's the most rewarding way to bank. Join the millions who are already banking fee-free today. Head to chime.com/left. That's chime.com/left. It only takes a few minutes to sign up. Chime is a fintech, not a bank. Banking services for Chime Card provided by Chime's bank partners. Optional products and services may have fees or charges. Stated cashback for Chime Prime only. No minimum balance required. Checking account ranking based on JD Power Survey published October 20th, 2025. For more information on travel perks, go to chime.com/disclosures.
Now, once Pee-wee got over to death row, he was able to talk to Tyner, but they were still far enough apart where they had to yell to do it. Because Pee-wee had built up this friendship with him. So Pee-wee made the suggestion that they could rig up a kind of two-way radio system with wires and cups, which Pee-wee volunteered to build. Pee-wee's plan was to rig the system to explode, killing Tyner.
So all this time, we have thought that Pee-wee is a porky pig, when in actuality, he is a Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah, this is sort of like the end of Usual Suspects.
All Pee-wee needed was explosives. Now, this clip is him giving Simo more orders over the phone.
I come up with something, it can't be no damn making sick on here. I need one electric cap and as much of a stick of damn dynamite as you can get.
Okay, well, I'll probably get at least plastic explosion.
Well, that'd be good.
I'll have a gordita. I'll have a taco supreme. Mountain Dew.
As much that you can get. That's what I'm going to do the rest of it like this. It's going to sound like this, like an old lady.
He's great.
It's crazy.
And this is how he did it. According to Pee-wee, all the parts were delivered in 3 different shipments to 3 different inmates. Oh. One inmate got a boombox, which had a length of wire wrapped around the cones of the speakers. The electric screw connectors and plugs were smuggled in cigarette packs. And finally, the C4 was stuffed in the hollowed-out heels of a pair of boots. And here's the only contradiction in this story. We know Pee-wee got the C4.
Right.
He, at the very least, implied Simo gave it to him. And, of course, Simo was just recorded saying he can get plastic explosives, as C4 is.
Right.
But Simo said in an interview he did with the Washington Post in 1983, which I would actually recommend looking up. It's a fascinating interview, a fascinating story they did on this whole thing. But he said that he has no idea how Pee-wee got the C4. The only thing he sent him in boots was strychnine. But no matter who here is telling the truth, it worked. Pee-wee stuffed the cup with the C4, rigged it up with an electrical cord, and gave it to Tyner, telling him that Pee-wee's cup was on the other end. Tyner's instructions were to say, "This is Tyner, over to you." And then put the cup up to
very
his...
innocent at that point.
This is Tyner, about to explode.
All right.
Why you want me to say that?
He used to say that and then put the cup up to his ear to get the response from Pee-wee. Of course, this didn't actually work, but Pee-wee was able to hear Tyner through the air ducts. So when Pee-wee heard him say the phrase, "This is Tyner, over to you," he waited just long enough for Tyner to put the cup over his ear. Pee-wee then plugged the bomb into the wall, setting it off in a deadly explosion so powerful it blew Tyner's fingers across the cell block and killed him instantly.
I just feel like he's like Yosemite Sam, just like with the TNT, just exploded it in his jail cell, just like covered in soot at the end. Wow, that's crazy, though.
That's crazy.
It's insane. And we know he did it. He pulled this off.
Wow.
He pulled this off from beginning to end. Now, at first, there was no investigation as Tyner had attempted suicide before, and prison officials figured this was just the logical conclusion.
He blew his fucking head up.
Yeah,
that's not a suicide. You hang yourself
That's not
with
normal.
your fucking shoelaces.
Well, they thought that he
Yeah.
made a radio bomb. That's what they said.
see.
Even though Tyner was another moron.
Right.
Like, he was
Yeah,
also,
we're not dealing with the brightest bulbs here.
No, we're not dealing with the
No.
brightest bulbs. But they said that, they said that Tyner, he killed himself because no one gave a shit about him.
Right, of course.
He was on death row. He was a horrible criminal. He had killed an elderly couple with
Yeah.
a shotgun for no reason. Like, what Tyner had done is he had taken the $200. He went out of the convenience store, decided, fuck it, and went back inside and blew him away.
I mean, he deserves to die, obviously.
Yeah,
He was,
of course.
Yeah, he was fucking awful. But pretty soon, all the little fish that had to be involved to make this plan happen started making deals.
Of
because
course.
remember, there were 3 people that had to be involved just in the delivery of the parts, and it wasn't long before it all came back to Simo, who rightly rolled over on Pee-wee. Simo pled guilty, got a sentence of 8 years, and was paroled after 2.5.
All right.
But Pee-wee was shit out of luck.
Uh-huh.
Prosecutors have been trying for years to figure out how to fry him, and he just handed them the opportunity. Prosecuting attorney Richard Harpootlian led the charge, and Pee-wee finally got his date with the electric chair.
I honestly bet you that he was happy when he finally got the death sentence. I think
don't
that's
think
what
he
he
was.
wanted.
No.
I think
I
it's
don't-
what he wanted, though, at the same time.
I don't
I'm
think
not
so
saying,
at all.
It's not that he wanted to die. It's that he liked the idea of being on death row.
It's not a very comfortable life, I'll tell you that.
See, that's the thing. This is why I don't agree at all. Because this is the biggest reason why I don't believe the Coastal Kills. Pee-wee loved prison. He talks about it again and again in Final Truth. He would have happily worked on his block as a maintenance man for the rest of his life, living on, as he called it, mustaches and muscle ass.
Is that a coffee flavor? Is that a new vape that's coming out? Good God.
It
That
sounds
is just
like a
licking the
horrible
floor of a
candle you
barber
could
shop.
get at Yankee Candle.
God. All right. Anyway.
And he'd already used bodies as a bargaining chip to get out of the death penalty before.
Oh.
And had he killed as many as he says he did, surely he would have remembered where he stashed 1 or 2 at least. But he didn't. And he didn't even mention the Coastal Kills to anyone except Wilton Earl in Final Truth and his daughter, Half Pint, who's honestly a little suspect in her storytelling as well.
Okay.
If your name is Half Pint enough to the point where you refer to yourself as Half Pint, which is what his daughter did several times, as I've seen that, heard her say that, you're not the most reliable witness of all time.
I think that's a fun family. Half pint, full pint, quarter pint. That's fun.
Well, I think a Half Pint enjoys the attention.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think
She
that's
didn't get a lot.
Yeah.
He was a part of 6 families. She was one
Right.
of 6 families that Pee-wee had. So when she got him on Thursdays, she was happy, but that was really it.
That's a big day, yeah.
Well, she said, at one of the documentaries that are online, she said at the very end of it, she's like, yeah, he was horrible and did horrible things, but I still loved him because he was
He's
my
my
daddy.
daddy. He's my daddy.
My daddy. Yeah.
Do you think they ever called the prosecutor Harpootlian? Because I think that would be a fun name. Like that's probably why he got to become a prosecutor in the first place.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Now, furthermore, when Pee-wee did try to give law enforcement bodies, it was always in the immediate Sumter area. It wasn't out near like Dogville and Ketchup Town and all those weird-ass places out near the coast. And honestly, I'm in agreement with law enforcement on this one, and they say that Pee-wee took all these guys outside to look for bodies just so he could try to escape.
Oh, yeah.
Because they said in one of the documentaries that even like when they would go out and look for bodies, he'd just kind of wander around a field, and his eyes would constantly be darting around, and every once in a while, like a pickup truck would come, wait for a while, and then drive off. because
maybe trying to pick him up.
Because
can you imagine how adorable it would be to watch this little guy try to run away? You could stare at him for like 5 minutes and get like 10 feet.
Well, the problem is that you have the two officers are above 6 foot. How many times have you and I, Kissel, have been in the same room and you have turned around and just looked over me? Like you just looked past me. It would be so easy to just miss him.
Well, the thing is about Pee Wee, he never gave up trying to escape. 3 weeks before his execution, Pee Wee put together a plan to get himself off death row that was decidedly less impressive than the one that got him there in the first place.
He just put his arm on his hip and said, I'm a teacup. I am not Pee Wee. I am a teacup. Get me out of this room.
How could you possibly ever put a teacup to death? All right? It's the cute. I'm the cutest kind of cup. You can't kill it.
Assisted by friends on the outside, Pee Wee arranged to have the daughter of Richard Harpootlian kidnapped.
Oh, my.
And the daughter would then only be given back in exchange for Pee Wee's freedom. But once Pee Wee's friends realized they were dealing with Richard Harpootlian, district attorney, they informed Harpootlian of the plan, and the whole thing fell apart.
Sometimes being a leader is also about the people you choose to delegate the work to.
Right.
You have to get good people.
Such a ridiculous idea.
And so Pee Wee's day of death finally came on September 6th, 1991. And here's what he said in Final Truth, looking forward to that day.
On Thursday evening, I'll order my last supper. Probably a pizza, which I don't like, but I don't figure to eat it anyway. But not long after midnight, one of them paramedics will down my pants and put a rubber band around my penis and make me bend over so he can shove cotton wadding up my rectum so I don't offend the witnesses by pissing and shitting all over everything when the switch is thrown. After that, they'll release my body to my daughter, who'll have me cremated. I want that done right away, because I've gotten a lot of letters over the years from Satan worshipers and black magic practicers who want my corpse. Some have even wrote and told me that if I don't leave my body to them legally in my last will and testament, they will find out where I'm buried and dig me up. They say they want my corpse because it'll have special powers of evil on account of all the people I killed, and every year on the anniversary of my execution, they want to hold a black mass in my name to honor my memory and remind the world of who I was.
Who doesn't like pizza? What the hell? That is not. Why even order it then?
This is my thing, too. It's the same thing with Charles Manson. Why are they so fucking obsessed with what happens to their body? That would be cool to have it be gotten by a bunch of black mass people to put it up on a fucking pedestal and shit.
Well, was he religious? He didn't seem to talk about Jesus too much.
In Final Truth, I don't think he ever mentioned religion once. And in fact, I think he had a bit of a nut against religion because it was a preacher that convinced Walter Neely to talk. Yeah, I think he called it like God bothering and that type of shit. Yeah. And also, I don't know why in that second paragraph, when he makes sure to put a rubber band around my penis and make me bend over and shove cotton wadding up my rectum, being very clinical there, and then like in the very next part going, so I don't piss and shit all over the place.
He was very professorial about it.
All I know is that Wendy's poops are the size of cocktail weenies. I can't imagine his poops are that big.
Wendy the cute dog. Oh my goodness. So it's all done for Pee Wee.
Yeah, look at this.
And when the time came, the only people who showed up were Pee Wee's son Donald and Pee Wee's attorney. And when the prison guards asked Pee Wee if he had any last words, Pee Wee just gave a thumbs up to his attorney and said, quote,
I'm ready to go. And that's the final truth. That's the final truth.
That's the final truth.
That's literally the
dropping cotton swabs the whole way down. Oh my! Do they really do that? Do they stuff them up like that?
Yeah.
I don't know if they actually do it, but I know that there's something like it. I don't know if maybe back in the day things were more intense, but I think they do put something up your butt.
No, this was 1992.
92?
Yeah, 92. And his last words were not, and that's the final truth. Just
that
to
would
make
be incredible.
No, that would be incredible.
He just said, I'm ready to go, and gave him a thumbs up. And he said he had a smile on his face. He was totally relaxed, just like, yep, I'm good.
All right.
Yeah.
Because I think with Final
There it
Truth,
is.
after he had told Final Truth and, and Wilton Earl had, written the whole thing, because that's the thing is that Pee-wee's only condition for Final Truth was that it not be published until after he was dead.
Right.
So I think Pee-wee went to the chair because I think he just had all these fantasies in his mind that, Final Truth was going to be a million New York Times bestseller and everybody in the world was going to read Final Truth and know exactly who he was, when in fact Final Truth sold very few copies.
It didn't do well, huh?
It did not do well. No. I think it was because of all the disgusting shit in it. And the way that he said his turns of phrases in it that could not be repeated by most people. But yeah, he had you said here, he got his fucking legacy intact.
Right.
I'm ready to go. It was his Black Star. he dropped it as soon as he right about to die.
There it is. All right, Pee-wee Gaskins. Woo, 4 parts, intense stuff, horrible person.
Yeah, horrible person.
Everyone really in this story. There's not a lot of redeeming characters in this one.
Johnny Knight was an innocent. Johnny Knight
is who again?
Johnny Knight was one of his
the
last 2
boys.
victims. Like Johnny Knight, he was Dennis Bellamy's half brother. Johnny Knight was only 14.
Oh, that's horrible.
he was just
Well,
going,
of course, the victims. I'm not. I'm saying the perpetrators.
Oh, the perpetrators were all
Obviously.
fucking horrific. Like
Yes.
they were all terrible. And even then, some of the victims, they were fucking terrible criminals as well.
Sure.
It was like the mob, except really stupid and really dirty.
Right.
The other thing I would also say about Pee-wee Gaskins is that it's really just the fact that he was a terrible criminal. He was a terrible criminal boss, and it's kind of like when you cut yourself with a dull knife, how the cut is worse instead of a sharp knife, where it's just like something like this. Where
Have you been listening to a lot of Stained?
I'm on the outside, I'm looking in.
Do you remember that when people had sympathy?
Yes.
There was that whole market of like middle-aged white male sympathy, which was not a good time for music. By the way, I have gotten a lot of love for my defense of Matchbox 20.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Just like the ocean under the moon. I'll never like it. I will never like it.
Well, you're
I
not
don't care if that's
listening.
my controversial stance for all time. I will never like Matchbox 20.
Yeah, that's the thing is that no one's really disagreed with the Star Wars conversation we had at the end.
A lot of hate.
You're
about
getting a lot of
Matchbox
hate.
20.
A lot of hate for Matchbox 20, but a lot of love for Matchbox 20.
Yeah,
and some people even saying that we didn't talk up Third Eye Blind enough.
Yeah.
Jeez. Where are we?
You're not even seeing.
I don't know.
What does the third eye do? That's the one that has the senses.
Yeah, I know.
And this is the person who has a blind
Well, if you
one.
hadn't been drinking all the water with all the fluoride in it, then your third eye wouldn't be calcified.
Calcified. Also, remember this. So we're 2017's over. 2018's just getting revved up.
Just
I
getting
think it's
going.
important to remember with the recent UFO disclosure that has come out. Also, Wormwood being timed mysteriously with it coming out on Netflix, which shows a lot of what's happening deep in the black ops in the intelligence community. It's stuff that has gone unchecked. There is a secret government that I think technically are the only ones doing things correctly right now, but also at the same time doing bad shit. Because if 1% of what the UFO disclosure, all of that news talks about is true. Same thing would happen with Wormwood, where it's like the government was actively doing fucked up shit and we let them get away with it. What do you think they're doing now, huh? What do you think they're
Henry,
doing now?
I watched the video. I defended the video. A naval pilot shot it. But now I don't even want it to be true because I don't like this.
Well, it's fine. You just don't understand. Your worldview is too small.
Do you think
But
my
that's
third
not
eye
your-
is blind, perhaps?
Yes. And then maybe that's a part. You got to listen to that album.
Yes, I will. All
You
right.
got to
well,
stand back from the edge, my friend.
we have episode 300 coming up.
Oh, yeah. We
we're
just did 299.75.
299.75.
There
You
are
got
people
4
with
episodes.
intense OCD that I imagine are deeply triggered.
They're all right. So we'll be back at it with episode 300. Can't wait. 2018 will be a fun year, and we'll see what this year was crazy. We should do a whole year in whatever remembrance.
Thank you. Like this year was the first year that we really went out on the road.
Yep.
We did. I can't even count how many cities we did this year.
I think we
but
did 35. I think that's what we said. I think we did 35 studies this year.
Was it really 35 or was it 30?
and
Yeah.
Wow. It's just been honestly, this has been it's been a challenging year. It's been an overwhelming year. There's been a lot going on for a lot of people, but I think that in the end, it's all for good. And I think that what's happening is going to end up helping. I think the insanity of 2017 is going to end up helping in 2018. And it's just, you guys have been here and supported us this entire year in an incredible way, and it's been life-changing.
Well, I don't want to. The robot is tying up Jackie in the living room right now, Henry. That's all.
It can do whatever it wants as long as the floors are clean.
Truly, like, especially going out and doing all the live shows.
It was awesome.
And meeting all of you. Like, it was truly a privilege.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
That's the best word I can use to describe it. To have the year that we've had, because we wouldn't have had this year without all of you. So thank you so much. We couldn't thank you guys enough for giving to our Patreon and allowing all of us to quit all of our day jobs and to really be free to make this show and the Last Podcast Network the best that it possibly can be. And we got a lot planned for 2018. So thank y'all so much. This has been a really fantastic year.
Yes, we love you, and it was awesome meeting everyone. And we will meet more people this year, 2018.
Yep, 2018.
All right, so I'm just going to say this about social media. Follow us on it.
Yeah, follow us on if you want to.
If you
and
want.
Technically, I'm so excited for the solar flare to come again. But remember, follow us on Twitter at Henry Loves You, at Marcus Parks, at Ben Kissel. Follow us on Instagram at Dr. Fantasty, at Marcus Parks, at Ben Kissel, the number 1. And follow us on all of the things that make you look at everybody else's life with envy and yours with a hollowness at LP on the left.
Well, I hope the solar flare doesn't come, because if it does, then you can't listen to my brand new music show.
Oh!
Yeah! I finally got a new music show. It's going to be on KPIS.
What is
FM,
that?
KPIS. It's an internet radio station ran out of a storage locker in Bushwick.
Cool.
Yeah, it's super cool. Yeah, kpis.fm. My show is called Milk and Peppers.
I like it. After David Bowie, of course.
After Bowie survived in the 70s. But yeah, Milk and Peppers, it's going to be kpis.fm every Tuesday from noon to 2. And it's going to be available on, if you can't listen, then it's going to be available on Mixcloud afterwards. It's going to be a 2-hour-long show.
Cool.
I'm going to be doing every Tuesday. That's Milk and Peppers on kpiss.fm. Milk and Peppers on kpiss.fm every Tuesday, 12 to 2. Tune in.
Are you going to sound like that when you do it?
Drive time. It's 2 for Tuesdays, everybody. Call in. We got Black Dog and Cash Beer coming up next. Getting the lead out.
Getting the lead out.
They're always getting the lead out. Honestly, we need to get the lead out of our paint. It's really hurting our children, and it's lowering their IQs. Hail yourselves, everyone.
Hail Satan.
Hail Gene.
Magustalations.
And Satan bless us. Everyone.
Is that, like, technically, are you in the holiday spirit?
I felt it a little bit.
And we can actually start this new year with a quote from Aleister Crowley, if you guys would like to.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yes, please.
May the new year bring you courage to break your resolutions early. My own plan is to swear off every kind of virtue so that I triumph even when I fail.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. I guess that's kind of lowering the bar there. Yeah. All right.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Do you remember in school when your teacher had a favorite of everything? A favorite marker, a favorite element, and yes, even a favorite student? Who wasn't me, so let's move on. I want to talk about their real favorite thing. Kleenex tissues. According to teacher lists, Kleenex is the #1 facial tissue trusted by teachers. They're silky soft, help prevent skin irritation. And now, with Kleenex Snap and Go, you can take them anywhere. Stock up on the ultimate classroom favorite. For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
Stitch Fix. Stop shopping, get styled.
A+ on the outfit, Miss Turner.
You are about to slay parent-teacher conferences.
Oh, these? Just the most perfect fitting jeans my stylist sent me.
Oh, hello, you, who didn't set one foot in a mall and still looks amazing.
Just share your size, style, and budget, and your stylist sends personalized looks right to your door. Stitch Fix. Get started today at stitchfix.com. To my stylist, this look is dedicated to you. Thank you. Thank you.